tarot readers just pull cards for anything, right? Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's the evening for me. I really just want to talk cards, so get comfortable. Let's do it. I went on my first adventure camping out in my van. Can you see that? Yeah, maybe it's just in frame. Anyway, it's here in one of my bookcases. Um, yeah, it was good, and I mean it's the month of October still. It can already get really, really cold in the Netherlands during this time of the year, but actually it was far from cold. Actually, we were really quite warm in the camper van. We didn't sleep all that well. It's due to the mosquitoes that were there. Oh, the little vampires, they want to suck our blood, and don't we just all hate them? So every 2 hours or so, we woke up in the middle of the night. I was there with my partner, our dog. I mean, very cozy. Without the vampire bloodsuckers, it would have been a great night's sleep because once they all left when the sun came out, I don't know why they do that. They just haunt you in the night, real vampire stuff. That's when we were able to catch up on some sleep before driving home again in the pouring rain and heavy wind. It was just storming. Damn it, one of my windshields broke. It's the first big unexpected expense of this vintage van, which, usually when you think windshield wiper is not such a big expense, this one 10 times more expensive than I expected. XXX. Anyway, ooh, that sounded sexy. Like, oh, what's her face? Double A, triple X. That was my jam for a while. The pain away. Yeah, can't say that on YouTube. Oh gosh. Am I really becoming one of those? Anyway, we gotta talk cards, right? So why am I talking about the camper van? It's because I left some decks there because obviously I wasn't gonna go away on this short trip. Short but lovely. Our goal was just to have a nice walk in the woods with the dog. And that, yeah, that filled my little October witch autumn heart with joy. So lovely, lovely, great idea. That worked out great. I wasn't going to go without bringing a deck. What I did was I brought my Dutch Toth deck, the one I wrote on, and I brought also Living Altar Oracle. I have the Living Altar Oracle here, right? So I left the Dutch Toss deck in the van, and in order to show you which cards I pulled, I have my greenie over here, and I also have Living Altar Oracle right here next to me. So, funny thing happened. The first card I pulled from the Toth deck, I don't have that one here. It was the Universal Hexagram card. I left that one in the Dutch Toth on purpose because that is my tarot throwback, should have been first deck tarot deck, because that is the actual first copy of a deck that was gifted to me without me asking for it. So, the myth where people say you're not allowed to study or use or read tarot in any way if nobody's ever gifted you a deck. Like your first deck is supposed to be a gift. Well, I don't believe in that stuff, obviously, but I gotta say, having one of those or knowing which one it is in your collection, right, that makes it very special. Because that somehow with Tarot Throwback would have been my childhood deck, I know it's all made up, but it could have been, just saying, could have been. I would have, as a teenager, left the Universal Hexagram card in with the tarot cards, just because that was my style back then. I had to use all the cards, you know? So the way I interpret that card in just that deck, because all my other tarot decks and Thoth decks for that matter don't have extra cards, right? It's always 78 if it's actual tarot. I interpret that universal hexagram card as magic, magic with a K. So not necessarily Thelema Crowley style, but magic with a K, my style, my intention setting, ritual, magic style. Having the Living Altar Oracle, one of my witchiest decks, every card is a spell with me, I took that as a sign as, all right, so I'll shuffle the spell cards from that deck. And the spell cards are these special cards. This would be fire. See, I recognize some of them. Wait, this is moon with the purple probably. Is that? No. Well, maybe adolescence, I'm not sure. So you see, I don't know yet. But the one I pulled was air. And I really like this card. It's similar to the backs because of those blue, what are they? Not leaves, but, well, maybe one of them is a leaf and the other one is a, I don't know, it just looks like a butterfly wing, doesn't it? Anyway, these two blue things, they remind me of lungs. The lungs that we have in our bodies, that we breathe with, that we calm our system with. So I don't know if you've watched the previous video, but this one made sense, right? So I was on this mini vacation, really moving away from the busy city life, trying to find some peace and quiet in the woods. And somehow I was still worrying about so many things. I don't know, this is like a new habit of mine or something. I have to just detox my body and therefore also my brain to just get back into it's okay and enjoying the moment instead of going into that anxiety mode almost. Air magic can be many things, right? But it brought me to the mind and Major Arcanum Justice or Adjustment, which is my card because I'm a Libra sun sign. Also my life path, no, my life path number is 8. So not with the Golden Dawn system, but with Crowley system, with Tarot de Marseille, all of that, 8 would be justice, right? So it really made sense, and I'm not gonna, bore you with what I did. It wasn't much more. I couldn't do much more than just a visualization and breathing in the fresh air that isn't city air, because I'm in Amsterdam, and some other just mantra stuff, but I guess it just made sense is all I can say. So those were the first cards I pulled. And then the next day, I don't really want to say it's connected, but I again used, of course, that Thoth deck and the Living Altar Oracle, which I love, by the way, both of them, obviously. But you know that if this isn't your first time here. Something happened to me that hasn't happened before, I believe. This was the first card I picked, which is the Queen of Cups. And in the Dutch deck, I wrote down reflection as a type of keyword, my own keyword. I made my own keywords. And then lakes. So watery part of water, right? I was like, okay, this was about how I should go about fixing the van. I know details, but tarot readers just pull cards for anything, right? The next card, Queen of Discs, the watery part of Earth. And again, on that particular deck, I have nurture and soil. So, funnily enough, right before doing this reading for myself, I read on this website Take decisions with your mind, not with your heart. Which, okay, but this was a business site that I found this on, and it's good advice for sure when you're going to make expenses that are necessary. Yet, that was not the way I wanted to go about it. And the Queen of Cups already told me, yeah, that's not the way you should go about it. That's not why you are doing this. That's not why you are, I don't know, just the whole actively trying to relax. Is that a contradiction? I don't know. Just listen to your own guts, okay? If there is one twin card of the High Priestess in the Major Arcana, which to me stands for intuition, it's the Queen of Cups card to me, okay? And then we got the Queen of Discs, which is the nurture, the mother archetype. This would be, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think of that. This to me would be the twin card of the Empress. So we got High Priestess 2 and Empress 3. So they follow up on each other, actually, to me. Not really, but twin cards, twin card language. This is about protecting and, well, nurturing, really. That's just, isn't it a good word for this card? I think it is. So reflection is, of course, feeling, receiving feedback from your own emotions and reactions, because we don't want to react, right? We just want to respond, which is something I'm working on, and everybody's working on that. Come on. The third card, though, oh my god, Queen of Wands. So I got 3 queens here. Spoiler alert, the 4th card I picked was not a queen, something else. The Queen of Wands, I wrote attraction and flame. Definitely important to stay motivated, and motivated from where? Why are we motivated? Again, it is about love and the heart and feelings. And I don't know, I thought altogether this was a nice message. Emphasis is definitely on that water, heart, core aspect. Not hardcore, but heartcore. 4th card I chose, or I pulled, was Fortune. So the wheel, the whirling wheel. Things are changing. This is the wheel of change. And even though I don't always feel like I'm on top of things, that is an understatement. So it's just is very much in extremes these days. So all I can say. Some days are extremely good, or some things are extremely good, and others just bring me down so easily. And what I'm trying to reprogram here these days within myself is to have a bit more perspective. Like, I'm fine, you know? This is nothing life-threatening, or the things that are life-changing are the good things. So why am I worrying so much about those few bad things, even though they suck and were unexpected, etc.? It's not an actual tower moment. It's the Wheel of Fortune. You'll get back up, you know. So, Wheel of Fortune reminded me of, here it is, of a passage from the Essential Zohar, which I finished. Man, this was a pill to get through. Beginning, even middle part, I don't know, I was intrigued. But near the end, I just wanted to finish the book. I know this isn't something that everybody aspires to do. You have to finish books. But once I'm almost at the last chapter, I just want to finish it, like, did it. And this is not a criticism at all. I mean, I just read this thin little book, right? Essential parts of the Zohar, and the source of Kabbalistic wisdom. It's basically an interpretation or explanation of some of those parts and what they mean. A passage from this book is very much about the Wheel of Fortune, or fortune for me. In a sense, the Wheel of Fortune offers us a promise during hard times that things will get better again. On the other hand, it prepares us when things are good. The cycle's going to keep going, and after a while, I guess, things are going to go a little less well. Better times are coming, or harder times are coming. Right, that was the short version of that. And even if we cannot see it, there is foundation for trust there. What are we trusting? Ourselves and the universe, or as they call it, God. And I call it God too sometimes. This book, though, is speaking a lot on the fear of God and fear of the universe. And we tend to fear when we have something to lose, don't we? But we are in awe of God and the universe. I guess that's an important thing that the Zohar teaches, to be in awe. So fear is almost like a misinterpretation. You can fear, or they use the word fear, but it's not actually fear. You are in awe. So you honor it and you respect it. You respect its rules. To me, this is still the tarot card, the major arcanum, right? The key, the trump that is most out of our human earthly control. It's the whirling wheel of fortune, and there's not much we can do to make it spin our way, or spin at all for that matter. Now, they said with this fear or awe of God that magic is the opposite of being in unity with God. Look, that obviously is something I don't agree with, but I'm not going to say I'm right or they are wrong. I'm not going to say that at all. I respect everybody's view on this. I just want to say that, well, seeing it written down this way, it made much more sense to me that some people see the craft or witchcraft, any type of, occult, as the devil or as something really bad. Because to be honest, I never really understood that. It's just something we do to empower ourselves, right? It's just something also just reading tarot cards. It's about reflecting on things and making sense of things, and it helps. It makes things like a person to talk to almost. It's a conversation, right? Even reading tarot cards for yourself. I don't know. But I like that God is in the tarot, in the Wheel of Fortune, and in the House of God, which is the, I believe, earlier title of the Tower. But I also believe in us having a say in things. So if the wheel is this stream, right, is this river, and we don't want to fight the stream that we are in ourselves right now, or in during our lifetime, then just go with that flow. Yet, to me, there is still that ability to go a little bit to the right, or to navigate a little bit more to the left, or go a little bit faster, or maybe slow it down a little bit. Doesn't mean you're going to be able to stop it. You know what I mean? But it's not the same as fighting it and trying to go against the current. You're not trying to go upstream, but you do have a say in how it takes you, where it takes you. Also, we can swim by staying on the surface, or diving deep, all the while moving along that stream. Because you know what? In all tarot systems, ooh, am I saying that right? I think so. In all pre-Golden Dawn tarot systems, there was a crank on the Wheel of Fortune. I could show you, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Just Google Tarot de Marseille, Wheel of Fortune, and you'll see what I'm talking about in case you don't have an idea. There's a crank there, which means all you have to do is take it and start turning. So there is some control, some influence that we have on our fortune, fate, destiny, all the dramatic words. All I want to say is that I enjoyed this book. It was nice to read something that I did get some positive things out, all the while not agreeing with some things. I don't know. This is just a study in the sense of I'm interested in it, you know? I'm glad I read it. The last card I picked from Living Altar Oracle was Elderhood. Isn't this a beautiful card? Now, in the van, I didn't have the booklet and I missed it. Here I have it though. The spell that goes along with this beautiful card is: there are no words for the way this feels. I have spent hours and lifetimes mastering mountains only to realize in the end that I am their peaks and valleys. Let me rest in the celebration of all I have accomplished. I am comforted in the pride of what will come from the seeds I have sown and the fruits I have harvested. My gift at this time is witness. Mine is the compassionate gaze of understanding. My altar speaks. Let be what was, let rise what is, and celebrate always the mystery with faithless devotion. Now, if that doesn't fit the Wheel of Fortune, I don't know what is or what does. What was the beginning of that sentence again? Who knows? So I realized this wasn't really reading cards and wasn't the intent of this video. This was just, again, spending time with cards and talking about, yeah, what I brought in the van. Just some decks are made for adventure, you know what I mean? Are just made to come along on trips. Since I have the luck to have multiple Thoth versions, I was able to bring one and even leave one in there. And yeah, Living Altar got to come too. It's just supposed to be a deck that sees the world, or at least different views, even if it's just in tiny little Holland. Finally, this is not to please you astrology folk, but I've been loving 36 Secrets. Susan Chang. Haven't read the whole thing, but it's relaxing to read. It's definitely something that is nice to read in bed. The decanic journey through the minor arcana of the tarot is just lovely to go through. And you guys know, probably, I am not into astrology, but this book writes it in such an interesting way. I just want to keep reading and I want to look up dates. So, you know, I am a 90s girl, okay, born in 87, so in my experience, I grew up in the 90s. And The Craft came out. Okay, not the stupid second movie, the first movie. Sorry, it's not that stupid, the second movie, although in comparison it is. So, the original Craft movie, they have an almanac, okay? And I have been obsessed with the idea of a book predicting what will happen on each day of the year since I saw it in that particular scene where Bonnie, is that her name or is it the actress? I don't remember, where Bonnie says, "Our fourth is coming." So I have this book. Is it even here? No, it's on the other shelf. I have this book that is like an almanac. I even have another one right over here, which is also an almanac. But this one actually feels very valuable. I don't know. So what date could this, who knows? Look, example, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, because for the longest time I didn't know what decans were. Or deacons, who cares? So December 1st and 2nd, and it ends December 10th and 11th. So it's not a day that it says what type of energy it has. It's actually a little over a week. Here we have the Nine of Wands between the High Priestess and Temperance. Now, the Nine of Wands is Hermetic title Lord of Strength. Decan ruler, the Moon. Oh, and here it just explains the energy. It's just an example, but it says, what about non-physical forms of strength? Human character has an analog for tensile strength, and that is the quality of resilience. Our wounded warrior in the Nine of Wands has seen many battles in his time. His strength is defined by his experience. He knows what to anticipate as well as how to adapt. He conveys an air of readiness, even defensiveness, as if he knows that hostilities might break out at any moment. I believe the nine of any suit is a magical place. The light of the tree of life gathers in the ninth sephira, yesod, or foundation, as in foundation of reality. While many readers believe the 10 is the ultimate of any suit, it is the maximum, I disagree. For me, peak powers resides in the 9. In the 10, it overflows and collapses to begin anew. Yesod represents the magical backstage to me. If you can create change in the 9, the blueprint of reality, it will manifest inevitably in the 10, our real world, so Malkut. 9s regard reality, and in doing so, produce it. Reality in the moon. Yeah, okay. I see what she means, though. So, Nine of Wands, peak power in the realm of ambitions and drives. Here we find previously untapped resources within ourselves to do the one brave thing. I didn't even know what to read to you from that page because everything is good. And I mean, it is like the tree of life. You need to start at the beginning to make sense of everything else. So it was kind of a challenge to find a good passage to read to you, but hopefully that gave a little bit of an impression of what this book is. And all I'm saying is, I know tarot language, so all of this wasn't new to me, but plenty is new to me because I'm kind of not on the astrology side, and just having this amazing reference is a book that I'm gonna keep reaching for. It's gonna have to remain on my coffee table. You know what I mean? So when I kind of feel, because we do, of course, when I kind of feel, or whenever I feel, the energy is shifting, that's probably because we're in a new decan, and I can look it up in this book, and it will probably make sense. Are we in the Four of Swords right now? Or are we already in the next one? Which isn't necessarily the Five of Swords, but I didn't know that. So, learning already. I don't know how much of this I will use in readings that I give, but all I want to say is it's just nice to have something so approachable. And 36 Secrets is a tribute to Austin Coppock's 36 Faces, the history, astrology, and magic of the decans, printed in 2014, just so you know. All right, that was my hopefully slightly interesting ramble on Thoth cards I pulled, Living Altar Oracle, and this book. It is now 9 p.m. and yeah, I'm gonna get ready for bed because these were fun but exhausting few days. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to say this, but thanks so much for 4K. Feels good. Leave a comment. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Not on the 4K, but on what I said. Also, just a little tip from someone who makes videos and puts them out on the internet, crazy like that. If you have a question, I would rather see it in a comment underneath a video. In case I don't get to it, someone else probably will in the comment section. So there's a bigger chance you'll be helped or your question will be answered in the comment section than in a DM or a private email. that is really work related for me. I mean, there's all types of messages going around there too, but I'm just saying, if you need something from me or ask me for a favor or some help or anything, do so underneath YouTube video in the comments section, just so that everybody sees it and there is a bigger chance that you actually will be helped. Because I realize with how things are going now, I realized too late that I didn't answer a message because it was too big of a request, to be honest, in how busy things get these days. Just so you know, it's not that I don't want to help, it's just that I think you'll be better off by asking in the comment section. Just so you know. Okay, so that was it. Little whatever that was. Have a wonderful weekend as always, and I'll see you next week. Bye. What is that? Okay, no, good. Can't have any spoilers.